What's up, guys? And ladies? How you doing? Alright, so as you guys know, this past weekend I went to LA for the k.e.m Champs, and while I was there, I got a chance to mingle with a lot of developers, including a bunch of guys from Sledgehammer. If you've ever been to any of these events, you know how it is. Everyone usually gets together for drinks after the event and all that, you know? Well, on Saturday night, I noticed one certain Sledgehammer dev get a little bit too sledgehammered, so to speak. He celebrated a little bit too much and got a little bit too drunk, you know? I'm not going to mention his name, because I don't want him to get in trouble or anything like that. But I did definitely see that as an opportunity to get some information out of him. And it worked. It's not really that much, but it's definitely a lot more than what we have right now. Alright, so to start it off, it is definitely not called Modern Warfare 4. The Modern Warfare title is only going to be associated with Infinity Ward, so they had to come up with a new name. So the new title is going to be called Call of Duty Covert Ops. And supposedly at the studio, they just call it CODCO for short. And I guess it does make sense that it's not called Modern Warfare 4, because it is placed in the future. We couldn't really get an exact time frame, but from our talk, it sounded like it was close to like maybe 2040 or something like that. But it is set in the same game world as the Modern Warfare series. In fact, yes, you will see some of the characters that we've come to know and love come back, but mostly as cameos. I mean, if you think about it, those guys are all going to be pretty old by the time 2040 comes around. So I wouldn't really expect them to be rolling around in their wheelchairs like ladder stalling 360 quickscoping people or nothing, you know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, expect to see some cameo appearances here and there. He also did hint at the possibility of a flashback sequence with Simon Ghost Riley. I'm not exactly sure what he meant by that, but I was under the impression that Ghost actually survived and you're going to be able to play as him in at least a mission or two in the flashback, which is totally awesome. We all love Ghost, so it's going to be nice to know that he survived. I'm actually wondering if CODCO's going to explain a little bit more about COD Ghost's story and how all that came about. I don't know if that's in the same game world or not. To be honest, I don't really know too much about the campaigns. I'm more of a multiplayer guy, you know? That's all I play is the multiplayer. And speaking of multiplayer, I did find out a lot about the multiplayer. First and foremost, we have dedicated servers. Yeah, but only on next gen. And it might actually only be on the Xbox One. I'm not exactly too sure about it, but from what he said, it sounded like they're actually working on trying to get the dedicated servers for the PS4 right now. So I don't know if that deal actually went through or how that works out. Like, I didn't even know they had to make a deal. I thought they can just buy the servers, but hey, I don't know. The only thing I know for sure is that the 360 and PS3 players aren't going to get the same gaming experience at all. The game's going to be made for the next-gen systems, and not everything's going to be available for the last-gen players. Now, I don't know exactly what's going to be included and what's not. All I know is that it's going to be a lot better if you have a next-gen console. But anyways, let's move on. Now, one of my main questions when I was able to talk to him was that I want to know about the time to kill. Because, as you know, right now, with Ghost, people are always complaining about dying too fast, right? Well, if you look at the average damage and fire rates of all the weapons in all the Call of Duties, including Ghost, they're all really similar. The actual coded time to kill never actually got faster with Ghost. It's the same as the others. It's just that Ghost has good hit detection and has better connections that people are actually dying when they should, compared to previous titles where you had to put extra bullets in people before they actually died. So, yeah, I brought that up, and here's what he told me. CODCO not only has futuristic weapons, but players also have armor. I know, they have armor for once. The first Call of Duty to bring armor, other than, you know, like ballistic vests or something like that. But yeah, from what I understand about it is this. You have normal 100 health, right? Then on top of that, you have armor that soaks up some of the damage for you. But once it's soaked up, it's done. It doesn't regen like your health does. The way he described it, it's pretty comparable to their old time to kills from previous games after you consider lag and hit detection and all that. Or you can think of it like as if you're playing Ghost, except everyone starts off each life with a ballistic vest. And since it is futuristic weapons, it's supposed to be a lot easier to balance in terms of penetrating that armor and stuff like that. Now, I don't know all the stats or anything like that, so we're going to have to wait until the game comes out or a little bit more information come up for that. But from what I do know, it is a lot cooler weapons. I mean, it's the future, man. Of course there's cooler weapons. He said the weapon combinations are insane, the attachments and all that. And there's even quite a few hybrid weapons too. In fact, the Ripper, the gun from the Devastation DLC, was actually designed for CODCO. I'm not too sure if it's still going to be in it after being in Ghost and everything, but just saying that alone might give you an idea of what it's going to be like with their weapons. And I saved the best piece of info for last. They're definitely doing anything they can to try and decrease the amount of campers. There isn't any placeable equipment anymore, like claymores or shock charges or anything like that. And if a player doesn't move for a certain amount of time, he coughs or starts moving his feet around or something like that, and it makes some noise that gives away his position. I don't know if it's going to show up on the radar or not, but either way, I think that's the best thing I've heard in a long time. No more camping. That's the #1 thing I want to see in this game. No more camping. But you guys let me know what you think. Alright guys, I think that's all the info I have so far. If I get anything else, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Don't forget to leave a like and definitely leave a comment about what you'd like to see in COD Co. and what you think about what we know so far. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.